StreamYard. StreamYard has lost access to your Twitter account, Sam.
Oh, what does it need?
I don't know. We can do it, sort it out for tomorrow. Anyway, guys, welcome to the live. Sam and I have not been on for one in a while, so you're going to have to welcome us and give us some grace whilst we get familiar with this again. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really good. I actually I'm not just saying that. I am actually really good. My kid is actually relaxing today for the first time in a week, so it's just so much easier to be calm, isn't it?
Yes, definitely, mate. They'll trick you into a false sense of security, though, and then they'll be back. Trust me.
Yeah, I bet. How's things on the old Amazon front for you, Sammy boy?
It's probably been my worst month in about 3 years. It's
Really?
been so slow. This section 3 really just took a massive hit. Yeah, it's been really annoying and a proper grind the last few weeks. So, yeah, not been great, to be honest. So I'm hoping short-term pain and it should be okay again in the next month or so.
Yeah, I mean, we were always expecting that to happen, right? Not only did you have the Section 3, but the Section 3 stopped you sending in new shipments, which Amazon doesn't like.
Yeah, exactly. Like my sales slowed down anyway, and then I couldn't really buy anything. So yeah, there's no sales, no purchases, and the whole thing was just ground to a halt pretty much. So it's painful.
Brandon, I can see you in here. Welcome to live, mate. Hope you're doing well.
Hey mate, how you doing?
Martinez, welcome to the live as well. Aidan, welcome to the live. So I guess I could start by giving you guys some Seller Smart updates. Obviously, I was down for paternity leave because I had a new kid. I managed to get up to the prep center with my friend Tom. He's actually come on board temporarily to be a videographer to see how it goes, to see if the value add is there. So if you check out our content on our social media and you think it's improved in quality, please let us know in the comments because that's going to be really good feedback for us. And if there's anything you want to see, if there's anything you want us to make, please let us know because, Tom's really good behind the camera. So we're going to get quite adventurous with our socials. So stay tuned for that. Sam hasn't met him yet, so I'm going to have to introduce you guys tomorrow.
Yes, definitely.
Brandon said, "How are you guys?" Yeah, really good, mate. In a really I've actually got energy today because I think I got about 6 hours sleep last night. So it's a welcome thing. How about you, Sam? Brandon said, "How are you?"
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Brandon joined the call earlier today as well, so it's good to see him on there.
Aidan said, "How quick was it lifted?" That's a really good story, actually, Aidan. That's regarding your Section 3, Sam.
It took 3 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, I think. I tried to do it myself for the first 3 weeks, and just failed really every opportunity. So Amazon just weren't playing the game. So in the end, I got the account recovery guy who's in Seller Smart. I spoke to him, and then he looked at it and he managed to clear it the same day. So yeah, it's 3 weeks of me wasting my time and a few hours of the account recovery guy getting it sorted out. So yeah, it was long and it was painful, but it's sorted. And
good lesson that our account recovery guy knows his stuff.
Yeah, definitely. So someone in my TikTok long username, I'm not going to read it out, said, "What brand was the Section 3 and how quickly did you get rid of the Section 3?" So yeah, I just told you how quickly I got rid of it. The brand's kind of irrelevant, to be honest. I'll tell you the brand anyway, but it doesn't really make a difference what the brand is, to be honest with you. The brand was for CeraVe and also for L'Oreal, I think. CeraVe and L'Oreal. I'm pretty sure it's L'Oreal. Yeah.
It was really, really annoying timing because the CeraVe lead was a wholesale lead that I got Sam through one of our suppliers, and the supply chain was all good. Like the product and the supplier did nothing wrong. It was all fine. But like right as Sam was making really good sales with it, I think CeraVe got a class action lawsuit, didn't they, around possibly being using carcinogenic stuff, and that's why Amazon like screwed up all the listings.
Yeah, there was like you say, some sort of lawsuit with CeraVe, and they're getting fined. I don't know if it was one of their products or a few of their products known to be causing cancer. So yeah, not really a product you want to be involved in. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it or what, but it was it was pain in the arse anyway, regardless.
Aiden said, what kind of product was it? And did you buy it from Amazon? Didn't buy it from Amazon, though. It was, as I said, it was a wholesale lead, but it was a legit lead, which is why it was so frustrating. Like, genuinely, I had a section 3 as well that took a long time to clear through my own fault. And Sam's actually really annoyed me because, like, we were giving everything you could possibly provide. They gave him a 24-hour timeline to fix the problem. Otherwise, he would lose his account, which was an absolute joke. Which obviously didn't end up happening because you play the system and it doesn't work. It really frustrated me though, because you were giving them all this evidence and they were just rejecting it. And it's like, literally, what more can you do? And then it turns out you just need to know how to play the system because, as I say, our account recovery guy fixed it within a day. But still, it's annoying, isn't it?
It is, yes. So I got one was a wholesale lead, the other one was home bargains, and another annoying thing which really pissed me off as well was I had IP complaints for both of these products, and I think the L'Oreal one, the home bargains one, I had an IP in like April. I submitted all the invoices and stuff then, and I cleared the IP, and then likewise, I ended up clearing the wholesale IP for authenticity as well. And they still hit me with a section 3 like a few weeks, months later, which it's just dumb. I've already cleared it once and now you're trying to make me clear it again, and they wouldn't accept the documents which they accepted the first time. So it's all about knowing how to play the system. Like, I have no idea what the account recovery guy did. All I can see from my logs is that he had a phone call with someone from seller support and account health, and after that it was all sorted. So God knows what he said on the phone, but it obviously worked.
Jay in our team is asking me to remind you guys that if you want to message us, we have to follow each other and you have to accept messages. Apparently we've been trying to set up DMs with people where they've been wanting us to message, but we can't unless we accept the messages to each other, especially on TikTok. So if you guys do want to DM us about any of the services, or if you need help growing your Amazon business, do follow us. We'll follow you back and accept our DMs. Thank you for the reminder there, Jay. I can see Glenn Lacey in here, Jay in here. Welcome to the live.
Jay, Glenn, how you doing?
Rosita, I can see you're in this live as well, which I appreciate. Maybe don't do it with that profile because you don't want the algorithm to think Amazon is your niche. I probably should have mentioned that to you before. Jay said, hey up, afternoon boys from Glenn. Welcome to both of you. Long time no speak. I hope you're doing well. Jay, I hope your nose is okay. How's it feeling today?
I wasn't sure when I read that message. I wasn't sure if he kicked his kid in the face and broke his kid's nose, or if the kid
other way around.
Yeah, kicked him in the face and broke his nose. Either way, it's probably rough. It's pretty rough. But I suppose better him having a broken nose than his kid.
I said to Jay yesterday, I had a similar story. When I was a little kid, my dad tried to shake me awake because we were going on a trip, and I punched him in the nose while I was asleep and gave him a massive bloody nose. Kids are little rascals, aren't they?
They really are, yeah.
Oh, I love this comment from Random. What color is your Bugatti?
Mine's blue. What color is yours?
It's funny because that quote comes from a guy that rents his Bugattis, doesn't he? He doesn't even own them. He rents them.
Yeah, supposedly. I saw that.
Jay said, mate, it's sore. Haha, I come close to kicking him in the nose until I realized who did it. Random's is neon blue.
Neon blue. Sounds terrible.
Okay. Rosa, I just got your message. Fair play. Thank you. But yeah, think about your algorithm with that profile. Maybe a different profile would be good. Random just sent a load of cryy, laughy faces. Yeah. Do you know what? When I go that route one day, Bugatti is not going to be the thing. I've always been an Aston Martin guy. I would love James Bond Aston Martin, like a Vanquish or something like that, if I was ever going to go that route. I can't help but to think, though, I was raised a certain way. So I think if I ever drive a sports car, I'd probably feel like a massive bellend.
Oh no, I wouldn't. I'd love it. And there's only
You'd
one
love it.
sports car. There's only one car I'd want, and that is a Ferrari 812 Superfast. I absolutely love him.
Jay said, I took him to kickboxing to harness his energy, but I think I'm just making him better at fighting. Mate, discipline that comes with martial arts, I think every young lad should do it. I think every young girl should do it as well. I cannot wait to teach my little girl some jiu-jitsu. I think it's the right choice. You just need to teach him to control his energy. That's the key thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a skill which people should be learning there.
Jay said, also 550 in 5 days now, lads, getting going. Actually, question, do I have to ask for payment? Okay, so what you mean there is you've gotten 550 in sales in the last 5 days. That is amazing. Great job, dude. That is going to keep snowballing. Hopefully now you've tasted how this actually works. You make some revenue, you make some profit, you reinvest that, and over time it compounds and compounds and compounds, and it gets really, really exciting. You said, do I have to ask for payment? What that means is requesting disbursement. So there's something on Amazon called DD+7, which means your funds are going to become available 7 days past delivery. And then it's like 3 to 5 business days past disbursement. So it will either automatically disperse or you can trigger disbursements when the funds are available. Typically, I think, what would you say, Sam? It's like 2 weeks, isn't it?
So it's delivery date plus 7 days. That's when the funds come available, and then you need to request it, and then Amazon take 4 days to do absolutely nothing, and then they'll send you your money. So yeah, it's about 2 weeks from sale to actually getting your money back.
Yeah, it's kind of an average because sometimes your money comes in quicker, sometimes it comes in slower. Drives me crazy because when you sell on eBay, you get paid the next day. And it's very apparent Amazon are just clearly investing your revenue before they send you your money back. At least, I'm not even going to say allegedly. That's just my theory. You'd imagine that's why.
100%. It's got to be true. Like, there's no reason. Like, you go on eBay, you go on Vinted, you request your money, you get it sent straight away. There's no reason for Amazon to hold that money for 4 days. Like, if you request the money's there. They just need to send it to you. So
yeah, do we live in caveman banking era where banking times where it takes 5 days to trigger, and it happens instantaneously, doesn't it? It's such nonsense.
It's ridiculous. It's a massive joke.
Jay, how did it feel getting to 550? Given that I know who you are, I bet you got well excited by that. You also, the ungated has gone well. So the ungated every 10 units is almost instant, and my 2 units, 100 units both. Right. So to anyone out there who doesn't get that comment, Jay has used our auto ungated tool, which is absolutely incredible. Definitely recommend trying it. Massively helps with ungating. Ever since he started using it as a new seller, when he applies for ungates, he's getting accepted almost first time every try, which is just unheard of on Amazon. So definitely give it a go. It's amazing. I did just realize we got some YouTube comments over there. So hi, man. Hi from Vietnam. I don't know what that means. Hi, Sam. I'll tell you what, I'm going to trying to target a certain demographic, so I'm just going to block that.
I kind of ignore YouTube comments because a lot of the time it's just nonsense.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts attracts a certain type of character, doesn't it?
It really does.
Right. So yeah, I was saying before, I was able to go to the prep center on a couple of days ago. I can't remember when it was. So I went up there with my videographer Tom. We got some really good content done for the day. Met up with Gus, Alina, Gemma, Reese, Dean. Really, really, really good vibes, good energy there. Everyone was really, really excited about the progress the prep center's been doing, which is really cool to see. You guys will see in our social media, you should see what our new prep unit looked like before versus now. The guys have done an incredible job up there. And all the processes are looking really smooth. It's all looking tidy and clean now. We're definitely ready for bigger and bigger clients, which I think we have a client roster of almost 60 clients at the moment, with quite a handful of big sellers in there. So we're really excited to see that grow, and I'm really excited for our social media to show it as well. I think we've been pretty desperate to show you more behind the scenes of us building the business. So really excited to do that. And I said in the start of the live earlier, if there's anything you guys want to see in socials, please let me know. Send us your ideas, because it helps me know what will help you most in growing your Amazon. Ahmed said, how does the buy box work? Ahmed, welcome to the live, mate. Thank you for joining. So the buy box, if you're a consumer, if I'm a regular person going onto Amazon and I want to buy a product, when I add it into my basket and click buy now, that is the buy box. What's happening in the background is every seller on that listing is rotating their chance in the buy box. So next time you go onto Amazon and you want to click buy now on something, you're going to see it says sold by, and it says a company name. It might be Amazon, it might be Sam's Bits, whatever it is, whatever the company is. And that's going to rotate based on who owns the buy box at that time. What determines who is owning the buy box at that time is your level of stock. Do you have a lot of stock? Your reviews, your geographical location, your geographical location when it comes to the customer buying the stock. My stock in the south of England is probably going to get priority over someone's stock in the north of England because Amazon can deliver it faster. That's one of the effects. Your account health, your IPI score, your inventory performance index, all of these things affect how much time you get in the buy box. The higher your account health, the higher your IPI, the more stock you have, the more reviews you have, the more consistently you're sending in shipments, and your geographical location, which you can't change that. That's based on where Amazon sends your stock. All of those affect your time in the buy box. So anytime you get a negative review, make sure to get Amazon to strike it from your account. If you've sold a product through the FBA service, Fulfillment by Amazon service, they will accept responsibility for the review and remove it. Anytime you get a policy violation or an IP violation, or anytime you sell out of your stock, make sure you action those straight away. So remove the policy violations quickly, delete the listings where you've sold out of them straight away. Make sure you're keeping your stock in stock where you can. Make sure you're buying stock that sells through quickly. All of these things affect the time in the buy box. Have I missed anything, Sam?
Don't think so. I think, you pretty much mentioned all of them. I think the main two factors is fulfillment type, whether it's FBA, FBM, and price. They are the main two. But then, like you say, everything else plays a part in it as well.
Ahmad said, thank you. No problem at all, brother. Thank you for the question. How long have you been selling for now? Thunder said, on 8A, which means Amazon to Amazon, to anyone who doesn't know, what should I watch for with Amazon deals that say the price returns to RRP on a set date? What should I watch for with Amazon deals that say the price returns to RRP on a set date? Simplistically, it's kind of about stability of price. If the buy box is really, really stable historically, and then it dips down but goes back up, that's a really good A to A lead. Not all of them are like that. Some of them are up for a period of time, then they're down, then they're up. And you just have to make sure when the price is up, it's still selling. And obviously, you don't want to be holding your stock too long. But typically speaking, with A to A, you might need to hold your stock anyway. So we tell people in our mentorship that if you're going to do UK A to A, sometimes you need to hold your stock for 2 to 3 months. So just bear that in mind with your cash flow. And then Thunder, you mentioned keeper deals. Keeper deals is one of the best ways to do it. What we do is we filter to only see Amazon products. You can go by biggest percentage discount first if you want to. You can set your price range, so anything from a £5 drop to a £100 drop. There's lots of filters you can choose, but yeah, keeper deals is a really good one to pay attention to, especially on like Prime Day, spring deals, Q4 and things like that. And then custom keeper filters are really good. We don't give those out publicly. Those are for people in our mentorship, but you can get really clever with custom keeper filters.
Definitely.
Ahmed said he's been selling for 6 months. Really cool. How are you getting on so far? You've been managing to make good sales. Typically, what we see is 3 months of active selling, 2,000 plus revenue with 200 units of sales. That's where the game gets a lot easier. And I'm not just saying this to sell it, but the auto ungater also really helps with the ungating in the first 3 months. Ahmed, you've been selling for 6 months, so hopefully you should be seeing that you get ungated in a lot more than you did when you first got started. Jay said, so I've only 2 units left of my bestseller. It's not OA ready to refill, so I delete soon as I sell out. Yeah, so I say this all the time, right? We tested this in our own stores. When I say sell out of a listing, when a customer adds it to their basket, it will say order in process or something like that. When they've actually paid for it and it's gone green and it's fully purchased, if you delete the listing as soon as possible, then that will positively influence your in-stock rate, which increases your IPI score. We tested that over, I think, 3 to 6 months, and it definitely had a positive impact on your in-stock rate. So that's what we recommend. And when you're doing arbitrage, you should be using custom SKUs anyway. So even if you replen that product, you would be listing it under a different SKU anyway. Sammy boy, what's some good lessons for the lovely people watching today? What's some like common Amazon pitfalls that we could help them avoid?
Pressure's on.
Well, we just did a video on our social media on Instagram and TikTok. Be sure to check it out. Let us know in the comments if you like the quality increase. Hopefully it's a bit better. On what other people say on TikTok, especially, people say you can start with £300. And we mention all the time, that's a load of nonsense. If you just look at the maths, you can figure out really quickly it's not how it works. Sam, in your opinion, if you had to do this absolutely bare bones, what is the bare minimum you need in terms of what you're buying in the first 3 months to make this operational?
As in terms of capital, what's the bare minimum capital-wise? Or
yeah, in terms of like what you're actually paying for, what are the bare bones things you absolutely need and you can't not get?
So obviously, Seller Central account, I would recommend getting a professional account. So that's going to cost you 25, 30 quid a month, I think. I think maybe 25 plus that, maybe. So that's, let's say, 30 quid a month. And then you're going to need SellerAmp, which is roughly like $19, I think, a month. So what's that, like 16 quid? And then you're going to need Keeper, which is, again, is a similar price. And that is it. Like, in terms of subscriptions and costs, that is generally it. Obviously, you're going to need to buy some supplies like tape and labels and a printer and those sorts of bits. Boxes you can get for free. But I think in terms of subscriptions, all you need is your Amazon account, Keeper, and SellerAmp. You don't need anything else. You don't need any like SDK. You don't need a repricer. You don't need any fancy sourcing software or anything like that. It is literally those 3 things, and you can, you can definitely make it work with that.
Divine said, "Hi Thea, I am single, 21 years old, and stop muting me," and then sent that message 3 times. I don't know if someone in our team is muting you. I don't know if that's what you meant to say, that you're 21 years old and single. Either way, welcome to the live, I guess. Jay said, sorry, mate, explain the custom SKU. So not the ASIN. SKU affects store health, not ASIN. The SKU the purchasing sheet makes. Yeah, so to anyone out there who doesn't know, we have a free purchasing sheet that you can download. It helps you track your Amazon purchasing, and it will create custom SKUs for you. In the chat, I don't know if TikTok is going to let me post this. I'll put it in YouTube as well. In the chat, I'm going to put an example of a custom SKU. So every time you buy a product, that product is going to have an associated ASIN and a unique Amazon number, which almost always starts with B0 something, whatever. So say I buy an HP printer, If I rebuy that HP printer, the ASIN remains the same. It's always the same ASIN. But every time I place a new order, I'm going to have a different custom SKU. My custom SKUs will have an abbreviation of the supplier. So instead of saying Argos, it will say ARG. Then it will say the buy price, what I bought it for, including VAT, my expected sale price, my quantity, and then a unique number at the end. So it might be ARG for Argos, ARG underscore £10.21 underscore want to sell it for £25 underscore I bought 10 of them underscore 507 to differentiate it. That custom SKU is going to tell you which order it is associated to when you purchased it. So it's unique just to your store.
Terry said, Sean, have you dyed your beard brown?
Terry, I can't see your name in the YouTubes.
YouTubes.
No, I'm telling you, mate. Honestly, it's the lighting, and it's lighting and sunlight. Sometimes I'm a ginger soulless fiend. Other days it's sandy blonde.
You're saying, common pitfalls earlier. I had something in my head. Now it's just gone. I've been thinking about it since you asked me. Now it's just gone.
Tom LS said, "Hello guys, hello, welcome to the live." And
hello.
Sorry, Sam.
No, sorry, go on.
And Footy Story said, "I keep getting messages from Amazon that my product is not eligible because of the price." Yes. So what they're referring to there is they're trying to tell you that the price you're trying to sell at is too high for the buy box price, and you can actually analyze this in the Keeper graph. So on Keeper, if you're selling on a listing that has a suppressed buy box, that means Amazon is deeming it to be too expensive. That does not mean the product doesn't sell. Suppressed buy box listings can actually be really good. And on the Keeper graph, you can see if there's a buy box available because it will be a pink line. If the pink line disappears, that means the buy box is gone. So those emails you're getting are Amazon saying the price is too high, but who cares? Don't ignore them. If you're making sales, then it doesn't matter. But the thing is, with a suppressed buy box listing, instead of the customer saying buy now or add to basket, they're going to see an option that says see all buying options. And when they click on that, you need to be able to match the price with the cheapest one, because obviously the customer is just going to choose the cheapest price they see. I don't want you to undercut and be the cheapest price. I just want you to match the price of the cheapest one. FBM and FBA kind of doesn't really matter in my opinion, in suppressed buy box listings, because it's all about the cheapest price. As long as delivery is free and the customer gets it quickly, prime or not, they're going to go for the cheapest one for the most part. Would you agree with that, Sam? Or do you think that's a load of tosh?
No, I would definitely agree with that, to be honest with you. I think, I guess it depends how different the cheapest one versus the fulfillment is, right? Like, I would happily pay a little bit more in order to get the products a little bit quicker, but it depends how much more. So yeah, it's hard. I guess if the product costs like a £5, and I have to pay maybe another £1 to get it there the next day, I probably would. So I think it does make a difference based on the fulfillment as well. But again, it depends. Yeah. It depends where you are. I'm all about convenience.
Yeah, that's fair. I think delivery date does have a big influence, especially people buying on Amazon. They expect to get it next day, don't they?
Yeah, pretty much. Like that's generally if I'm buying something on Amazon, I kind of want it pretty quick. So I will I'll try and get it shipped out ASAP.
Footy Story says size not making sales. So it's hard to say without reviewing the listing myself. I would see what is the buy box price right now, and can you match it whilst making profit? And I want to be really specific with my wording. Buy box price doesn't necessarily mean cheapest, unless you're talking about a suppressed buy box. In a regular listing, sometimes you'll see the buy box price is 20 quid, and there'll be people in the listing selling for 17, but they're not getting time in the buy box. It's always better to match the buy box price, which is £20 in that scenario, because that's the price it's selling at. There is such a thing as too cheap on some listings, and cutting the price isn't a good strategy in the long run if you do it all the time, because people will match each other and then the prices will tank.
Yeah, definitely.
Jay said, so do you track the listing ASIN once out of stock so you can replenish on the same listing? So do you track the listing ASIN once out of stock so you can replenish? Yeah, you should have a system. So your purchasing sheet, our software, SellerAmp should keep you can keep a record of your custom SKUs on SellerAmp to see when you've purchased it historically. You should always keep a record of that, and you should have an active replen system. So our software does that. Your purchasing sheet, if you go through your purchasing sheet and just remember to go through old leads, and with every new purchase, use a different custom SKU, which the purchase tracking sheet should generate for you automatically. But yeah, keeping on top of your replens, I would suggest doing that every day. Obviously, for you, Jay, you don't have a lot of listings at the moment, but when you go above, 30 or 40 listings, it's always a good habit to be in to check every day and see if you can replen stock that's selling well. And it's honestly, this is the battle with Amazon. You find a really good lead. Do you buy a lot and risk it tanking and tying up your capital? But it's also a good lead, and if you don't buy enough, you're not going to make a lot of profit. It's so hard to say how it's going to look, especially when you don't want to hold your stock for a long time. Footy Story said, thank you. Really appreciate you both. Really appreciate you for joining as well. Thank you for the questions. Ask away. If you've got anything else you'd like to know, keep asking. That's what we're here for. Rachel, after sourcing for hours, I still can't find a product to list. What would be the next step for me? Rachel, really, really common hurdle to overcome in the first 3 months of selling. Amazon is a skill that you have to get good at. And right now, forgive me if I'm incorrect, but I'm guessing you're just clicking around kind of hoping for the best. Sort of just guessing what you're doing. What you need to do is you need to create a new email address. I would use Gmail personally. Sign up to as many retailers' newsletters as you can. And then when you start to get emails coming through, check the ones in the subject that have a pound or percentage discount in them and go through the deals section, brand by brand, and try to find leads based on the discount codes you've gotten in the emails. You are likely not finding products because you're not manufacturing your margin yet. But again, it's a skill that will come with time. So download all the Chrome extensions that you need. So that'll be Top Cashback, Coupon Birds. Honey is a bit crap, to be honest, but it's one of them. You want to use our free discount gift card portal. So we have a free discount gift card portal where if you want to spend £100 in Argos or Currys, you can buy that for £92 from our portal as a gift card. So that brings down your price and makes you more profit. All of a sudden, a product you were looking at that wasn't profitable is now profitable. So you've got discount gift cards, you've got coupons, student discount, NHS discount, cashback. Cashback is a really big one. All of these things are going to manufacture your margin, which means to get the price down as low as possible so that it's profitable. And you want to keep a record of everything. When you find discount codes that work, track it, put it in our free purchase tracking sheet. When you find other seller IDs where you can find products that they bought, track them, keep track of their seller IDs. When you found brands that work, track it. When you find retailers that work, track it. Build up a database over time. And after 3 months of active selling, the game gets so much easier. I promise you that. Sam, you clearly have so much to say on the subject.
Sorry, mate. I'm trying to negotiate with someone on something, and they're not playing the game. So I've been zoned out trying to figure that out. I got someone behind you.
Yeah, so this is my boy Tom. He is getting some behind the scenes of the live, which is very exciting today. We got 2 people on YouTube and 9 on TikTok. It's a thriving live today.
I haven't actually got my clicker in. I might try that in.
Yeah, it makes a noticeable difference. I noticed that last time we were live and I didn't put one on. It was pretty apparent.
Although my side's always pretty quiet anyway, but yeah, it normally does.
Rachel, I just wanted to expand on what you said, that you were sourcing for hours. Right, let me give you an example, right? Sam has 2 virtual assistants in his team. Sam can get to a point where he spends £100,000 a month on stock. 95% of them are new leads. They're not replens. And that's because his virtual assistants are so good. Their skills are really good. They've built up a load of knowledge and data, and they have a system that works really well. The reason I mention those is because they work 40 hours a week. So a lot of people who do this business model, they are doing it alongside a career job where maybe they can put 1 to 2 hours in a day. On an 8-hour shift for a VA, a virtual assistant, sometimes they might not find any products in an 8-hour day. Sometimes they'll find 10 to 15 products in an 8-hour day. It's really, it's about the average over the week. And over the week, as an average, if you're not finding that many, then that is a sign that you need to improve your skills, systems, or data. But, you know, if you're only putting a couple of hours into this and you're not finding leads, that is kind of normal. And just remember, the people you're competing against are doing 40 hours a week. And sometimes they have good days, sometimes they have bad days. So I would say to give yourself some grace. Try to learn from what you did that didn't work and try to improve it next time. And just understand that this is a skill that will get better the more you do it.
Yeah, I think it's like Sean said, you want to look at it over a longer period of time. Like there's been times where, like I said, we normally spend about 100k a month, and there's been times where after like the first 2 weeks of the month, we've spent like, I don't know, 20 grand or something, and then we start panicking, and we think, okay, something's gone wrong, like what's happening, why have we spent so little? But then by the end of the month, we would have met that 100k, it just all would have come in, or like most of it would have just come in the last couple of weeks. So try and look at it from a longer point of view and not just on a day versus sort of day-to-day basis, because it does make a big difference. And like Sean said, like sometimes my VAs will find like one deal, and another time they'll find like 15 deals. So it does vary massively. So try not to be too disheartened on yourself if you don't find anything for a day or so.
For sure. KP said, "Hey both, are you already ordering for Q4? Also, I'm hearing people getting compliance issues on toys. Are you able to advise? Thanks." Yeah, annoyingly, I actually have someone in our community, in our free community, I talk to quite a lot. He does really crazy numbers with toys, and he actually is like so big. He's competing with very big retailers now, and he had, I think it was something like 400 compliance issues with toy-related products, and Amazon were just not making it easy at all. So there is a bit of a headache with toys at the moment. Sam, have you got any like hands-on experience of that yourself?
I didn't get any really. I think I might have got maybe one or two. I just ignored them. I know a lot of people, I think the guy called James in our mentorship, he managed to fight a lot of them. He said he raised cases and got most of them overturned, to be honest with you. But for me, I've not really dealt with much of it, to be honest. Like I don't really sell much toys. Any toys I did sell didn't have any units, and they would have been gone before the date they wanted them resolved. So I didn't really look into it at all from my point of view.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, to be fair,
and I don't think it's like a massive issue, though, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I think that's good feedback in itself. If you raise cases, you can beat them. Some of them you can just ignore. If you're a fairly small arbitrage seller, I wouldn't panic too much. I know it's affecting the bigger boys, but yeah, just carry on with your day. Make sure you don't ignore important emails, because that's how you end up getting a 4-month-long Section 3 like I got. But yeah, for the most part, I think you can just ignore a lot of them.
Yeah, so Terry said he had an organic and toilet one, and he managed to overturn them pretty easily. So yeah, I wouldn't stress about it. It's definitely not something I would think too much about, to be honest with you.
James Mack, Rachel, I work with these guys. I find tracking sourcing methods to see which you're best at helps. Then stick to that more than others. Yeah, that's really good advice. So there's like, let's say this is an arbitrary number. Let's say there's 10 sourcing methods. There's probably a lot more than that. You want to pick and choose one or two and keep practicing them. And Well, actually, you should try them and see how you get on, but then you should pick and choose one or two to stick with, because you're going to get a lot more results with using one strategy in comparison to chopping and changing between loads. I should caveat that by saying Amazon to Amazon and online arbitrage we see as the same model. You should do both, or you can do both together. And Keeper is essential for Amazon to Amazon, so I don't really count that as the same. So my sourcing methods for arbitrage would be email newsletter sourcing. I used to do a bit of Keeper, but and then manual sourcing based on that info, and then Keeper for the rest of it, and then you have Amazon to Amazon with Keeper, which is a separate thing. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, what Jay said is good advice. Double down on one or two methods and stick with it, and try not to get distracted by shiny objects. Every business model you try is going to be hard. I've tried a bunch of them. I've lost a lot of money. I've made a lot of money in some cases, especially with Amazon. But every business model is hard. So if you hit a bit of a plateau with Amazon and you think you can't do it, stick with it. If you enjoy it, stick with it, because you will figure it out and it will be very, very rewarding to you. And if you think, oh, drop shipping looks a lot easier, I promise you it's not. I lost so much money drop shipping. And if you think eBay looks easier, eBay is easier. The sales velocity isn't anywhere close to Amazon. It's just not the same. And I say that with a love for eBay.
Yeah, it's a shame. The velocity is just not. It's just not there. Like as an example, there's a Gillette razor which Amazon restricted me on that ASIN, so I had to pull back like 100 units, and you could sell like 80 units in a day on the Amazon listing. I've had it listed on eBay for a week and I've not even sold one. So yeah, the velocity is crazy different.
Yeah. I think it. Would you agree, Sam? It is good to learn a bit of eBay and a little bit of Vinted, because you can sell your returns on them, but you don't want to split your focus.
They're very helpful. Like obviously Amazon is going to be your main focus, but it's good to understand how to use eBay, how to look at like how to price something and how quickly something sells. So yeah, I think it's definitely worth understanding, because you will be using it to sell returns.
Then stick to more than others. Yeah. All right. So, Sam, back to that question I asked you. Have you thought of anything? Roadblocks?
No, I had a good one, but my mind has gone blank. I guess like the obvious one, like it's certainly far from get rich quick. Like it takes time, it takes effort, it takes hard work. Don't think the day you start a new day you're going to start sourcing, you're going to suddenly find 10, 15 deals, because it's just not going to work like that. Like you do need to put in the effort, you do need to put in the time in order to get the rewards. Like it's the same as running any business. Like the first few months are going to be hard, they're going to be stressful, you don't really know what you're doing, there's going to be a lot of questions. It's difficult, and then but again, same with anything, it gets easier, and then you can sort of understand it, and it's it does get easier. So I guess that's the main thing. A lot of people go into it, and I think because people get sold the dream a lot of the time on social media, just thinking they're gonna get up and running straight away and then thousands of pounds every single month. But unfortunately, the reality isn't like that. So yeah, try not to get sucked into the dream. And then I guess what else is there? Don't get too emotional about it as well. Like people get really emotional about listings and about stock and everything like that. You really shouldn't. You need to trust the data as much as possible. If something goes wrong, don't have a hissy fit and cry about it. Like it's it's life. Sometimes these things happen. Don't get emotional about it. It's sell it, move on, dispose of it, get rid, and then move on. Like there's a lot of people who are in the Discord mentorship and stuff like that. They bought something, it's not gone how they wanted it to go, and they start sort of panicking and they get really emotional about it. And I'm thinking, it doesn't matter. Like it's one listing, one lead out of however many. Like just take the loss, move on, buy something else. Because honestly, it's not the end of the world. So just try not to get too stressed about it if something doesn't go your way.
Yeah, completely agree. The emotional thing is actually something you see quite a lot, isn't it? Like people get really doom and gloom about stuff not working and really, really, really excited when stuff does, which the excitement's a good thing. I definitely don't want to diminish that, but this is business. You have to take your risks with everything. Not everything is going to work out. And sometimes you learn a lot from the ones that don't work. So just take it on the chin, learn from the opportunity and keep moving forward.
Yeah, I think, like you say, it's all a learning curve, right? So even if something goes absolutely disastrously, you will certainly learn from it. So it's not the end of the world.
Slicker said, "Mr. Beast and Tobey Maguire."
Mr. Beast and Tobey Maguire.
He's saying I look like Mr. Beast and you look like Tobey Maguire. Well, I assume it's that way around. Maybe it's not.
I don't know.
Do you know? I've always thought you look like Spider-Man.
Have you?
No.
I
swear it's
webs.
I swear every like non-UK national I talk to always says I look like a generic white guy. Like it's either Mr. Beast or Conor McGregor.
Generic white guy. Mr. Beast, I can kind of see it actually, to be fair.
Christ, really?
Yeah. I think it might be the beard.
Oh, I'm gonna have to work on that then. Yeah, like all of my partner's Venezuelan family, they always say I look like Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders? Which one?
I think just generically.
Just a generic Peaky Blinders character. I was going to say Paul Anderson, but he's going through it at the minute, isn't he?
I don't know. Is he?
He's Peaky. What's his name? In that he was, Arthur Shelby. Did you watch Peaky Blinders?
Couldn't get into it. No,
you not. So he was one of the actors, but he's now like I don't know if he's a drug addict or an alcoholic or something, and he's he looks a right mess these days.
I was super sad to see Dolly Parton passed away. I know she was 80, but she was iconic.
She's gone yesterday, wasn't she?
Yeah, a brief battle with cancer from what I see. Like, she's genuinely an incredible woman. That was really sad news.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
Not very Amazon related, but still, you got to shout out to icons.
Yeah, shout out Dolly, RIP.
OTG FBA, I see you in here. Welcome to the live. I don't recognize any other names. Do you guys have any questions? Or Sam, do you want to ask me a question?
Okay. What can I ask you? What's happened recently?
Your brain is not working today, is it?
No, it's not, mate. It's really not. I'm all over the place. I'm so tired today as well.
Why don't you tell us about...
No. One sec. One question at a time. Right. If you were to start Amazon again with £2,000 from scratch, knowing what you know now, very generic question, and everyone's probably heard it loads of times. What would you do and how would you start?
Literally just recorded a video about that yesterday. So £2,000 is a good number. I definitely wouldn't start with less than that these days. You can start with 1,000, but me personally, I wouldn't start with less than 2. I would only get Keeper and Seller Amp SaaS. I would obviously join our free Discord community because why not? It's free and it's amazing. Shout out to the community. I would I would stick to 2 sourcing methods. I wouldn't pay for lead providing groups. I wouldn't pay for unnecessary software. I wouldn't pay for an accountant straight away. Even insurance, you don't technically have to get it straight away because you want to keep your costs as low as possible. I would try to keep my monthly expenses to £100 and put all of the rest of the money into as high ROI products as I can. I started doing some retail arbitrage, and with £2,000, probably retail arbitrage is a good place to start. But then you have to think about ungating. And once I've built up a little bit of capital and I've gotten past the first 3 months, then I would start thinking about insurance, maybe SDK, or obviously I would use our software, but it's still in development. I say that I wouldn't use SDK. I prefer Sellerboard, and it's cheaper. I would work way harder at keeping my expenses low. I got really carried away when I first started, and I spent so much money trying everything. I tried every software. I tried every repricer. Amazon has a free repricer now, so you don't even need to spend money on that at the moment. Now I've learned that you know, it's all well and good making profit, but if you're spending all of it, you're doing nothing, aren't you? It's essentially pointless. So I would be a lot more restrictive with how much I was willing to test loads of different things at the same time, because the softwares can add up. I speak to people where, like, I had a sales call with this guy, and I was talking to him about his Amazon business, and he was doing about $2,000 to $3,000 profit a month, and it was his full-time gig, and he was really enjoying it. He was really loving it. He was telling me everything he pays for in a month, and I was keeping note as we were going through the call, and I was like, mate, you're spending £500 a month on groups and software. And he was like, oh yeah, I didn't even realize that. It's so common to spend way more than you think. So that's where I'd be very careful.
Adds up massively. Crazy how quick it adds up. And if you weren't going to get SDK or Sellerboard or anything like that, how would you track your profits and ROI, margin, expenses, all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, a purchase tracking sheet. We have a free purchase tracking sheet. I would add data onto that. As I say, Sellerboard is cheap, and I preferred it in the long run. So I think Sellerboard, Keeper, and SaaS is not too expensive. Plus, then obviously you need to buy labels and stuff. Probably would get that. But as I say, we've been developing a software, so I would just use that. But because it's not publicly accessible yet, I would say that's the way to go. The mentality to be in, guys, is you just want to keep your expenses as low as you can. And again, really, really good to make revenue, even better to make profit, and even better than that is to not spend all your profit on unnecessary subs. At the same time, though, there's a lot of business expenses that you can claim. So, you know, having a chat with an accountant and utilizing your business expenses is a really, really good idea. You don't want to think about that in your first month, though, do you? That's more of like a bit of experience kind of thing.
Yeah, definitely. And if someone was wanting to sell straight, like if someone was interested and they wanted to sell, would you recommend them just starting and figuring it out as they go along, or would you recommend them watching 100 YouTube videos and trying to learn everything about everything before they start?
Yeah, really good question. It goes without saying, I'm a guy who's obsessed with YouTube. YouTube Premium was the best thing I ever purchased. Huh?
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, well, we do have similarities in more than just beard. But yeah, I'm a big YouTube guy. I'm a big fan of, like, the way I learn is with videos. It works for me. I know some people prefer to read. Other people prefer to get hands-on. I learn through videos and testing. That's what I like to do. I think there is a line where you shouldn't cross it. You should spend a certain amount of time learning, and then you have to get your hands dirty and trying. Otherwise, you get stuck in the rut of, oh yeah, I've been meaning to sell on Amazon for 6 months. It's like, just try, just get going. You know, it's all well and good learning, but you have to actually apply what you learn. There's a really interesting metric that was going around a couple of years ago on LinkedIn about how something like 75% of people talk about how they can plan and strategize, but almost no one talks about execution. And planning and strategizing is wasted time unless you actually put it to work and do what you're learning. So I would learn from videos. I would download our free course that we've made. I would network with people, ask questions, but I would get stuck in and just try. And I would go into it with an open mindset that you're going to make mistakes, and that's okay. Learn from them. Don't repeat the same mistake. And in an ideal world, don't buy products that you're not allowed to sell. Which again, you can find that out by talking to people in our free Discord community, by messaging. And like, I haven't mentioned it once on this live yet, but we have group coaching and one-to-one coaching. So if anyone is interested, drop us a DM and let us know. We also have a prep center, virtual assistant recruitment, and everything like that. But yeah, networking is very, very powerful. Tom and I, we just recorded 2 videos on how powerful networking is. And it's just so true for life, isn't it? You can overcome so many hurdles that you don't actually have to experience yourself, just from learning by learning from other people. How about you, Sam? What would you do in that same context?
Kind of what you said. Like, I'd want to know the basics and a bit about it before you obviously throw yourself in the deep end. But equally, you need to, the only way you're really going to learn how to do something is just by doing it yourself. So I think that's super important. It's just to do it yourself. As long as you understand like what you're getting yourself in for, like you understand the basic concept, you're buying from here, you're selling there, and you're making your profit there, and all that sort of stuff, then you understand the model. Now, yeah, just crack on and just start doing it. Like, you're going to learn so much. Every time I've started a business, it's always just Sam would call me for advice, then do the opposite. Sorry, Terry just said Sam would call me for advice and then do the opposite. Terry is the guy who told me 2 days ago that a zebra is closer to a cow than it is a horse. And that is completely wrong. So I would call Terry and do the complete opposite.
Is a zebra closer to a cow than a horse? Let's find out.
I've Googled it. It's not. Terry's mugged me right off. But yeah, I think just, you want to start it. There's no point beating around the bush. That's the only way you're really going to understand how to do it is just by starting it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and like, guys, there is a stat I mention in our social media all the time. I did a YouTube video on the saturation issue with Amazon. 68% of seller accounts never make a single sale. So 68% of people don't give it a go. If you make one sale, you're ahead of 68% of people. If you get one review, you're ahead of like 90 to 95% of people. And then your competition pool actually isn't as big as you would think, whereas the marketplace is massive. So honestly, give it a go. I think I need to do a better job of talking about how much I actually really enjoy doing this, because our perspective, right? We really want you to come into this with a really clear mind of what it is you're getting into. It is hard, it is challenging, but it's really, really fun. And it's a certain type of person's business model. So I say all the time, give it a go. And if you like it, double down on it. I say that specifically because it isn't for everyone. Some people are just not cut out to do this business model, and it's okay. I'm not cut out to be a figure skater, although I would look rather dashing in those tight trousers, I'm sure. Everyone has different skills and abilities, and you have to figure out if it's right for you. I tried dropshipping. It didn't work for me, and that's okay. You just have to give it a try, and you can't possibly know if it's for you without trying it. The people I don't respect are the ones who throw hate and say it's dead or say it doesn't work, and they've never actually tried it. They're just echoing what they hear online because they're a sheep. Don't be that guy. Be an individual. Make your own opinions by trying stuff, and if you don't like it, that's okay. Understandable. It is challenging, but it's cool, man. It's really cool. I'm 34. When I was a kid, there wasn't a business model where someone else could handle all of your logistics for you. At least not that I was aware of. So I think it's really cool. I'm very excited by it, and I need to do a better job of showing that in social media, I think. OTG FBA said, what's the month like for spend and sales like, guys? Sam was actually just saying his has been pretty bad because of the Section 3, but I'll let you dive into that one.
Yeah, it's been my worst month in about 3 years, I think. So sales, I think I'm on like 60K or something horrific. And spend, I think I've done 20K. Again, horrific. Maybe 30K. Let me have a look. Monthly spend is 30K. So yeah, it's been pretty dreadful around, and that is all due to the Section 3. Section 3 is really not done me any favors at all. I couldn't buy anything for ages. Sales were horrific. So I think it was about a month of not buying anything, and now it's really taken its toll. So pretty horrific all round. But hopefully it will turn itself around in the next month or two.
I don't know how to say your name. Macon Pretty. Guys, their community is great. Awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you for the kind words. That's really nice of you to say. I appreciate you. JB said smile for the socials. OTG FBA, you had a Section 3. How and why?
I had a Section 3 because for 2 authenticity complaints for 2 products, which annoyingly they've sent me an authenticity IP like over the last couple of months. I beat them both, and then after I beat them, they then decided to give me a Section 3 for them. And the information in which I provided them the first time, which I beat them, they wouldn't accept the second time until about 3 weeks, when I got an account health recovery guide to get it sorted out, and he managed to sort it out same day. So
that's our account health recovery guide, by the way, guys. If you ever have issues, our account health recovery guy is really, really good. Raise a ticket in our free server if you need any help with that.
Yes, exactly that. So very annoying. Just ruined me a little bit, but what can you do? At least I'm back in the game and I'm up and running. So let's hope it's smooth sailing throughout the whole of Q4.
Tom Malloy on YouTube said Sam needs some sleep. Yeah, he's got 2 kids, mate. I think that's going to be perpetually true.
I actually do need sleep. I am so tired today, and I don't really understand why. I've got so much going on, like trying to move house, trying to do so many different things. Like, life is busy, life is stressful at the minute.
But you're moving to Ibiza, so that's pretty cool.
I am, and I can't wait. It's going to be so good. There's just so much stuff I need to do before I get there.
For sure. User 4345592154622. Very catchy name. What is something we can all do to prep for Q4? And he also asked, was your Section 3 SanDisk? It wasn't. It was CeraVe and L'Oreal. It wasn't SanDisk. Although I have heard people say SanDisk are causing some problems recently. Have you heard that as well?
I haven't heard that. I sell a lot of SanDisk. I've not had any issues. Not to say there isn't any issues. But no, it's not something that rings a bell, to be honest with you.
Regarding the Q4 question, that was actually good timing, isn't it? Because you had a call on that in the mentorship earlier, right?
Yeah, I had a call. So we're doing a few Q4 calls. The first one was like a generic Q4, like what to expect and stuff like that. Then today we did one around how to analyze a Q4 listing, how to look at the sales velocity, BSR and pricing and all that sort of stuff. So again, like how you approach your Q4 is going to be very different based on how much capital you have, to be honest with you. Everything in Q4, I guess to give you an example, the first Q4 I had, I kind of bought a little bit more than I would normally, and that was never enough. I think the second Q4, I ended up buying like 3 times the amount of stock. That wasn't enough. Third Q4, I ended up buying like 4 times the amount of stock. That wasn't enough.
Jesus.
Like, you can just never have enough stock for Q4. But again, it depends how much capital you have. Like if you're brand new, just starting, and you haven't got loads of capital, there's not really like a huge amount you can do, to be honest with you. It's kind of just doing what you're doing anyway and just constantly rinsing and repeating it. the more capital you have, the more you're able to leverage Q4 and have a better one. Like, what I would say is, obviously, you want to try and go a lot deeper on stock, just because the sales velocity is there. So that's one thing. Definitely go deeper where you can. But if you're low on capital, you want to be very selective on which listings you're going to go deep on. Like, let's say your minimum ROI is 30%, and you constantly find deals at 30%. Like, they're not the deals you want to go deep on, because you already find them anyway. Like, when you find a deal which is like 40, 50, 60% ROI, something which you don't find every single day, they're the deals you really want to go deep on for Q4, because they're the ones which are going to make you the most money, because the ROI is so much higher. So again, it's very hard to really understand how to tackle for Q4, because it's so different based on your situation, your capital, cash flow, and everything like that. But I think, as a rule of thumb, anything which is super high ROI, which you don't find all the time, go super, super deep on that and try and really capitalize on that decent ROI lead.
For sure. OTG FBA, that's the second person I've heard having a Section 3. SGT got one too. Third, I've had one as well. Section 3s are becoming way, way more common, especially for newbies. Newbies are getting Section 3 straight away to verify themselves. Honestly, Section 3s, any violation you get, as long as you're following the rules, they're not actually that big of a deal. You just need to go through the system properly and provide all the evidence. And then if you have issues, contact us, obviously. But yeah, they're becoming a lot more common.
Yeah, they're definitely, especially for new sellers, they are super common. Like, we've had, I think, maybe like 3 or 4 people in the mentorship now who've all had Section 3s, and they're all been new sellers. So yeah, they're definitely super common at the minute.
OTG FBA, was the product legit and a mistake on Amazon's side? That's the wrong way to look at it. The product was legit. I'm sorry, Sam, I'm going to speak for you just for one sec. One of the leads came from a wholesale supplier that I provided, and the supplier provided supply chain and proved that it was authentic. The way to look at Section 3s is not as like you've done something wrong, you're going to get banned. It's Amazon looking for you to prove authenticity. That's the way to look at it. So Amazon were asking for supply chain docs, invoices, suppliers, and things like that. There are loads of fake sellers on Amazon's platform, that allegedly a lot of fake Chinese sellers. And one of the ways they deal with it, one of the ways they protect consumers, is doing things like Section 3s, authenticity complaints, IP violations, and stuff like that. So whilst it is a headache, I'm glad they do it, because it allows us to sell on the market, the biggest marketplace in the world, with the highest customer trust. And it's because Amazon do stuff like this. It's annoying, and you have to play the game. But yeah, the way to look at it is just Amazon is requesting you to prove the supply that you bought was legit.
Yeah, exactly that.
Was the L'Oreal as a result of a customer complaint? It was an authenticity violation, right?
Yeah, they both were, because first off, I got a authenticity complaint from them like in April, which I beat. So that would have been off a customer complaint. Yeah. It probably wasn't even, they probably didn't even think it was fake. They probably just wanted a freebie, and they just said, oh, it's fake, just so I can get some free, I don't know what it was, moisturizer or something. So yeah, it's very annoying. Customers can really make your life difficult.
So many times I've sold moisturizers, skincare products where people claim it's very obviously fake, and I've got invoices to show it's not. And there was a guy on eBay I got a bit sassy with him. He was replying with really badly written English, and he was very clearly trying to scam me. And I was like, go ahead, my friend, get eBay involved. I'd love to prove to them that it's real. And he was like, no, send me your suppliers. I was like, nice try. I'm not going to bloody do that. Get eBay involved and I'll prove it's authentic. But the guy was an absolute idiot. He was very transparent. He was trying to scam me.
I had the same beef with someone recently on eBay as well. I sold something, and they threatened to leave me a 1-star review or bad feedback. I don't know, I can't remember how it works on eBay. Bad feedback unless I refunded them. And I said, because they said it was fake. I said, look, product's not fake. Like, if you want a refund, send the product back, and I'll give you a refund, and it's fine. And they said, I'm not sending the product back because it's fake. You don't deserve the product back. Give me my refund. And then I'm like, it doesn't really work like that. Like, I'm happy to give you a refund, but you have to return it. And they went back and forwards for ages. And then she said, right, that's it. You left me no choice. I'm taking it into my work and I'm going to test it in my lab. And then I'm going to send you the test results and all this sort of stuff. And I said, just test all you want. I really don't care. Like, if eBay want to ask me for authenticity, I will provide it for them, but I am not giving you anything. If you want the money back, return the product and leave it at that. And I didn't hear from her for like weeks and weeks. And then she opened up a return, and she's still not sent the product back. So I'm hoping it's going to go past the return period and she won't get a refund. That'll make me so happy.
I like the guy I was just talking about. I had the exact same back and forth, but the message he sent, it wasn't, I have a laboratory. It was lowercase I done tests. I know it's fake. I was like, I replied saying, you're clearly as smart as your grammar. So what tests have you done, friend?
Yeah, honestly, people like with eBay and Vinted, do not test me because I do not care. I really don't care. I will bury you on those platforms. On Amazon, it is very different because I value my Amazon account a lot more. Whereas eBay and Vinted, you will never win against me ever because I physically do not care and I will destroy you.
Such sass. I love it. You can tell you need a nap.
Yeah, exactly. That's a warning to anyone who wants to mess with me.
OTG FBA, are you more OA and 8A? Both, about 50-50 of both.
Yeah, 50-50. I'm trying to do a bit more OA at the minute just because I want to get things sold and moving a lot quicker. And yeah, unless the A2A's got really like a real decent margin on it, then I'm trying to I'm pushing more OA just at the moment.
Mo SB, are retail receipts, etc., fine when it comes to Section 3s from major retailers? Yes, absolutely. So there's a distinction, right? You said retail receipts. Right. Okay, I need to reiterate that. So you said retail receipts. So you're talking about retail arbitrage. I've never heard of someone having a problem. When people do have problems, it's because the system is broken and you need to keep reapplying. As long as the receipt clearly shows where you purchased it and it aligns with your bank statements, then you'll be okay. And it's the same with online receipts or VAT. So e-receipts, online receipts can't be used for ungating a lot of the time. Only VAT invoices can. But when it comes to violations and Section 3s, they can be used. And physical store receipts are okay. Again, pictures need to be visible and it needs to align with your bank statements that you send. And if they reject it, just keep reapplying. The system's broken. But yeah, they do get accepted. I've never heard of someone having an issue. As I say, guys, we have an account recovery expert in our team. Even if you don't want to go that route, it's a paid service based on the level of work. There's also mediation. You can pay for Amazon mediation. So there's loads of steps you can take to recover accounts. I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it again. We genuinely don't hear about people losing their accounts unless they've done really, really stupid things. And even then, I don't really hear about that too often. There's someone in our mentorship who made some really, really obviously bad mistakes recently. And I think even then they might get their account back working with our account recovery expert. And that was like it was like really obvious mistake, which is a bit unfortunate. I wish they'd have checked with us before purchasing them. But, you know, you live and you learn. You don't know what you don't know, as they say.
Yeah, that's pretty much well said. You don't know what you don't know. But yeah, damn, these mistakes were ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, really obvious to you and I, apparently not so obvious. So it just goes to show, doesn't it? You have to reiterate, don't buy anything from Shein, Temu, China, AliExpress. It's all fake.
Yes, exactly that. Oh, well, hopefully he's going to learn the hard way, but hopefully he can get his account back.
OTG said, you sell much on Vinted. Vinted and eBay is like selling returns, selling random crap around the house. So I did a fair bit on it, not too much lately. Things like clothes, they sell really well on Vinted. You do a little bit of Vinted, don't you?
I do bits. My missus sells loads of stuff on Vinted, but again, it's more like clothing, really. There was one product which I bought and I sold quite a lot on Vinted. But eBay, I find eBay so much easier. And Vinted is like a charity shop. Like you're never really going to get the best price for it. Let's be honest. And you're battling with someone over 50p, which I can't be bothered with. Like eBay for me is, it's much easier.
Yeah, Vinted is the car boot sale of online third-party selling platforms.
Yeah, 100%.
In this space anyway, unless you're selling clothes and stuff, you can do really well with that. MoSB, any issues with multiple buying accounts for A to A at all? I've not had any, as long as you stick to one Amazon business buying account and 3 personal buying accounts, all of them with different email addresses, all of them with different email addresses to your seller account, you shouldn't have issues. You just need to make sure the name on the buying account matches the name on the bank card. If those names don't match, that can cause automatic closures and order cancellations. You can get them back just by calling Amazon, but that's one of the things that triggers it. Sam doesn't do this, but one thing I do is I have buying account 1 is Sean, the bank card is Sean. Buying account 2 is Rosita, that's my partner. Bank card says Rosita. Buying account 3 is Maria, that's her sister. The bank card says Maria. I do 3 different names. Sam doesn't do that and has no problems, but I found in my own store that I have fewer order cancellations if I do that.
Yeah, I just have my name on all of them, and it works okay. But again, yeah, it can vary, I suppose, from account to account.
Abdul, welcome to live, mate. He said, Sam, do you only do OA and A to A? Those numbers didn't. With those numbers, didn't think you. Sam, do you only do OA and A to A? Those numbers didn't think you can do with only those.
Yeah, only OA, A to A. Like I know people do like 4 million a year, and all they do is OA and A to A. So yeah, definitely more than doable. I have done in the past a lot more than what I've doing now. This year's been a lot slower in terms of revenue, but yeah, it's definitely doable with OA and A to A, to be honest.
Do you want to explain why it's been slower in revenue? Because that sounds like a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing.
Yeah. Oh, God, sleepy. It is slower in revenue because I am changing things around in my Amazon business. I am looking to increase my margin. So with that comes a decrease in revenue. So my revenue is going to get lower, but my margin is going to increase. So I'm currently working at like I can't remember. I haven't looked at it for like a month or so, but I've made a lot less sales in the last 12 months, or in the last, like this year, I've made a lot less in sales, but my profit is so much more, because I've improved my margin. So yeah, my revenue is probably going to come down over the next year or so, which is fine, but my margin is going to increase, and I'm going to make more profit and more money that way. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
For sure. Sam, I had an idea for what you and I can start doing on lives, but I'm going to say it to you off the call just so there's no pressure to do it if you don't want to.
Oh, okay. Pressure's on.
You're pretty tired, and to be honest with you, we haven't done a live in a while. I'm feeling pretty tired as well. So do you want to call it there and pick up again tomorrow?
Sounds good, mate.
I'm happy to keep going if you are, but
No, I've got so much stuff to do, so I'm quite happy to call it a day. We'll be back tomorrow anyway, tomorrow afternoon and Friday.
Yeah. Abdul said, does increase your margins mean not settling for less ROI? Yeah, in short, basically, correct. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Just holding out and buying a bit smarter, holding out your price where possible. And yeah, just trying to increase that ROI as well, and not settling for low ROI, I guess, what you said.
Yeah, it's one of those things, right? Let's say Sam was doing 2 million last year with a 20% ROI at the end of the day. If you're doing 25 to 30% ROI with less revenue, that's actually fewer headaches as well, isn't it? Because you're selling less products, there's less things that can go wrong. So less is more sometimes.
Yeah, there's less everything, like less admin, there's less prep, there's less there's less listings I'm dealing with, less repricing, less less everything, which makes it a lot easier to manage. So yeah, it definitely makes things easier.
OTG said, what was your margin and what is it now? And Abdul said, thank you for answering my questions. No problem at all, mate.
So my margin is roughly like it's always been around like 10%, like give or take, and that's like overall like net margin. Whereas now, like I don't know my exact net because I haven't looked at my profit and loss for a while, but the idea is trying to increase that to at least like 12%, if not more. Which you think that only like 2% is not really very much, but when you're doing like 2 million, like 2% can make a huge difference. So whilst from a percentage terms, it doesn't sound very much. It is in terms of a monetary value.
Yeah, and I want to reiterate again to people that there's a very distinct difference between gross margin and net margin. 10% net margin at the end of the day, after all of your business claims, all of your salary, dividends, and things like that, is very good.
Yeah, for sure. Gross margin, net margin, they are wildly different.
Yeah. All right, guys, thank you ever so much for joining today. We had a smaller audience because obviously we haven't been consistent with the lives, but we are going to be very consistent going forward. Now I'm back from sleepless paternity leave. Thank you for joining. We have a free Discord community that's amazing. Gemma's now joined the team in the mentorship, which is really cool. We have really amazing group and one-to-one mentoring. Let us know if you want to have a chat about that. We only have 5-star reviews. We've got an amazing prep center, VA recruitment agency, account recovery support. We've developed the software that you get free access to if you're a mentee in our mentorship. And we've got loads of free resources that you can download if you're just getting started. Henna by Hauer said, they approved me, but everything I scan is not working. Henna, we're just signing off for the day. Drop me a message in Discord or join us tomorrow. I don't really know what you mean by that question, and we're just signing off. But anyway, guys, have a lovely day. Thank you for joining. And Sam, what time are we going live tomorrow?
Depends on my car. I'm taking my car to garage. I'll be there for 12. If they're going to take ages, I can do it while I wait. If it's going to be done quickly, I will sort my car out, get home, and then do it when I'm home. So I will have to let you know.
All right, cool. So we'll be live sometime around midday-ish.
Yeah.
Have a good one, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you later, mate. Bye.